All right, we are going to kick off media availabilities here today at Las Vegas Motor Speedway with driver of the number 20 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota, Christopher Bell. We will get right to questions, so if you have a question for Christopher, please raise your hand. We will start right up here with Jerry.
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net. So you come in here 3 in a row, making history. Have you thought about this week at all as far as for 4? And, you know, we kind of talked about this when you were at 2, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited about it. One thing's for sure, that nothing that has happened the last 3 weeks means anything for this week. And everything is still ahead of me, and nothing is set. And we have to go out there and perform as soon as the green flag draws in practice. We have to qualify well, and we have to execute the race. So I am optimistic about how we're going to perform because this has been a strong track for us in the past. But I'm, just trying very hard to not get ahead of myself and understand that, it's a new week, it's another race, and everybody is going to be, bringing their best stuff and trying to beat me. So, I'm optimistic about how we're going to perform, but I understand that it's a tall task. The celebration was really refreshing and rewarding. The team is just doing such a good job. Like I can't compliment enough my pit crew and the job that they're doing under pressure every single time we come down pit road. Like, it is just so refreshing, and I've been on the other side of it too. And you don't win races unless everybody pulls the rope in the same direction. And right now, that's what we're doing. So. It's been fun to celebrate with our team and enjoy this together.
Let's go to Bob.
Bob Pockers, Fox Sports. Do you find it weird that you're not leading the points?
I actually don't. I've had a couple people ask me that same question, throughout the week, and I genuinely think that the points format is really cool the way it is because it rewards running well through the entire race. And I've gotten great finishes and won the races, but what was it, Atlanta, I led 1 lap, and at Coda I led 9 laps. So the car, William Byron, the car that I'm racing, he's scored more stage points than me. So I'm content with the point system and understand that the reason why I'm not winning or leading the points is because I haven't scored stage points. And, I think it'll sort itself out once we get more races into the regular season, where the cream will rise to the top and the guys who score the most points will be, up at the front.
And does that add any, not that you're going to get a big hit or anything, but does that add a little bit of a carrot there or something to work toward? Even though you've won 3 in a row?
To lead the points? Yeah. I'd certainly, after race 26, that regular season points championship is one of our goals we've had for the last couple years, and we've fallen short. Obviously, I haven't ever won the regular season championship, but that is definitely a goal. And getting those 15 playoff points is a really big deal, a really big advantage once you get into the postseason. So, I'm not really concerned about leading the points right now, but definitely once we get to race 24, 25, 26, the end of the regular season, that's a huge carrot, and I will for sure be chasing it.
Let's go to Jeff, and then down there in the back.
I feel like I heard you say somewhere that the reason you don't want to run like the night before a cup race is your decision, not part of a rule. Is that right? And then you're running tonight just because it's practice, not the race. Or can you clarify when you will run dirt and when not?
Yeah. So Joe Gibbs Racing has been really good about it, and the management group they would allow me to run, and I think Ty's going to run on Saturday night. But our individual team, the 20 team, Adam and I sat down, and we both have come up with a mutual decision to not run on Saturdays. And I think some of it is the fact that we're on the West Coast, and if I were to bang my head up a little bit or crash, it would be harder to get a driver here to fill that void. I don't know if it would be different once we get to the East Coast, but as of right now, we're going to stay away from Saturdays. In the Gibbs management group, that's not on them. They're allowing me to pick and choose my races wisely, and that's strictly between myself and Adam.
Let's go to the back and then Lee.
Yes, Josh Farmer, Championship Racing News. Christopher, on the verge of 4 straight wins, it's something only a handful of drivers have won, a lot of them Hall of Famers, but you've done it a lot earlier in your career than many of those Hall of Famers. So what does that mean to you to potentially achieve this mark so early in your career?
Yeah, obviously it's special. That's the cliche answer, but it's something that I take a lot of pride in, and it's crazy to think about. Like, just the time that I've been into the Cup Series, it feels like a long time, but then you look at stuff like that and you realize that I'm still pretty young in my career. So, I'm just trying to soak it all in and enjoy the moment. And it's obviously a dream come true to be compared or be in the same category as some of those guys that I'm have the chance of tying their stats or going with their stats. So, I guess time will tell, how it turns out, but it's definitely an honor, no matter if I win or lose, to be able to be in that conversation.
Let's come up here to Lee.
Lee Spencer, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio and CatchFence.com. I was curious, had you met Casey Kane before yesterday? I mean, were you guys familiar with each other?
I have, yes. So I've talked to Casey several times, and he, if I remember right, before I went in the 95 car, I talked to Casey, and kind of asked him what he thought about the LFR group, and so I've leaned on Casey a lot throughout my career.
And we're going to Homestead next weekend, and I'm just curious, can you kind of describe the technique of riding the rim, because usually that's where the speed is?
It is. It seems like the last couple years, the track's opened up a little bit more to have pace at different lanes, but definitely running the top at Homestead, specifically being right on the wall, it takes a very unique driving style, and it seems like the people who figure it out are able to duplicate it over and over and over again and be fast there every time they go there. It doesn't matter what kind of car. And it seems like the technique is to back your entry up and then really focus on your mid-corner speed and your exit speed. And for whatever reason, that style has never been my forte. Like, I typically excel on entry speed. And Homestead, whenever you get up against the wall, it doesn't reward that. You need to really focus on backing up your corner, getting back to throttle early. And that's been something that I tried to emulate a lot throughout my Xfinity career, with Homestead being the championship race. I've watched hours and hours and hours of in-car footage of, and then whenever I got into the Cup Series, looking at SMT of data of what, the guys that are really successful at running the wall there, what they do. And it's very clear what they do compared to me, but it has been a struggle for me to be able to emulate that driving style. And, you go to any other racetrack pretty much on the calendar, and I'm super successful at running the top and can do it my own way. But at Homestead, it seems like that backed up entry, early back to gas, is the technique, and for whatever reason, my style has not clicked with that yet.
We're going to go there in the middle.
Thank you, Christopher. Roy Akers, Skyview Sports. I'm going to take you back to a 3-in-a-row question. Have you reached out to Jimmy Johnson, or has he reached out to you to say, hey, this is what I did when I won 4 in a row? This was, I kept my head on straight or whatever. Is he giving you any congratulations, any communication at all?
So it's still the coolest thing in the world to me that I have Jimmy Johnson in my phone, and he has talked to me. He sent me a text message after every win so far, and it is just I'm just still shocked every time I see his name pop up. So I respect the heck out of him, and I just it's an honor to know that he thinks of me after the race to shoot me a text message. That's so cool, and so we have connected. Yes. He certainly is. I don't think anybody would say otherwise. Well, even if he would ask for my setup, I wouldn't even know where to begin. I don't know the first thing about setting up really any kind of race car, but specifically Cup cars.
We're gonna go.
But the setup has been on point, Bob. I can tell you that.
We're gonna go here to the middle and then to Dustin.
Tom Zaleski, Iron Oh. Did I lose it? No. Christopher, your starting positions in these 3 wins haven't been the best. Do you have any logical explanation for it? And is there anything you've done to alter your routines so you're thinking, I can, even if I have to start further back than I'm used to, what'll get you to the front for this race?
Yeah, it's been disappointing, the qualifying efforts for sure. It's definitely a focus point for us. But one thing that we have come to learn is that, at least for my group, and you guys probably know this, but like qualifying and racing really is kind of 2 separate things, and how you qualify doesn't necessarily dictate how you're going to run in the race. The big thing about qualifying is that pit stall selection. And we've been really fortunate to end up with good pit stalls where I don't get blocked in, or I'm able to, I don't get blocked in and have to lose track position whenever I'm getting out. So we've gotten away with our poor qualifying efforts so far. But, it's certainly we want to focus on qualifying, but we've learned that where we qualify at means nothing for how we're going to run in the race. And qualifying at these intermediates has been our strength, so I expect us to qualify a lot better here than what we've done the past couple of weeks. But yeah.
We'll take our final question from Dustin.
Dustin Albino, JC. Christopher, obviously Corey Day's on the pole for tonight's truck race. What have you seen from him on the dirt side that you feel like can apply to stock cars?
Well, I just think he's, another guy coming up like myself and Kyle that has a lot of raw ability. What the dirt racing teaches you is it teaches you to run off of instinct and car control, and you're always searching around. So there's a lot of strengths that come from that discipline of racing that he obviously has. So I would not be surprised at all if he comes into the sport and takes it by storm, like the 2 of us did. So he certainly has the skill set that we do.
All right, thanks for the time and good luck this weekend.